what event was it where we said, I really hope that MC gets to play against Hasu so we can see that PvP? That was for the World Championships, right?
Yes.
And did that game happen?
No, it was very sad actually, because Hasu, I believe he had a very close series against, who was it? Against Killer, I think, and that he just barely lost against Killer. And like that series, Hasu really didn't play as good as he could normally play. I remember one game he tried to Cannon Rush on Cloud Kingdom, that just didn't really work out. Another game was very unfortunate on... Yeah, it was with Elfie, I think. Elfie, Killer, and then Killer played against Hasu, and I actually thought that Hasu was going to take it, but yeah, that's... I know where you're heading to, but...
Well, all I mean to say is that he's got some of the very best PvP outside of Korea, and I think it's comparable to the best PvP inside of Korea. And I don't feel bad for picking Hasu here. I think NonY really has his hands full with HasuObs.
Yeah, I remember that series right now. Hasu lost 3-0 against Killer, Complexity Killer. I'm talking about the Korean Killer, not the Chilean. And that was kind of surprising. I really didn't see that coming. And many people thought that was going to happen because Killer is Korean, and they thought like, oh, Korean is going to defeat Hasu. But I really thought that if Hasu plays his best, it's going to be a really cool and amazing series. And that kind of just like backfired. Hasu played a very unfortunate series and chose a couple of wrong strategies. And he got outsmarted by Killer as well. Yeah, Killer made proxy gate this one game, like double proxy.
Yeah, it was a really... it was a disappointing series. That's really the only way you can say. Not just from a results standpoint, it was just a disappointing series because the games weren't particularly good. It was just kind of build order stuff. Anyway, we've got Hasu versus NonY here on Belshire, and Hasu's going to go ahead and open up with the... oh, he's not going to build a Zealot, so he's going to go straight... Oh, I lied. As soon as I say it, he starts the Zealot.
Yeah, what I can tell you guys about Hasu is PvP, by the way, is that Hasu is really a player who kind of just jumps on the ship whatever he thinks he's best. Like, often you see people really sticking with a certain style for a long time. I've seen Hasu play 4 or 5 different openings throughout PvP, and that's not just because 4-gate was good and then not anymore. Even when we're beyond that phase already, Hasu just keeps switching it up. Sometimes he goes for like a standard build. He played the 11-gate opening for a little while, chrono boosting out 3 stalkers from 1 gate. Then he went for the double gate opening where you get a couple of stalkers quick and ignore the Zealot. Then he went for the double Zealot double stalker opening, something that Roxkiss Freya likes to do. It's kind of crazy how often Hasu switches up his style, and he feels comfortable with everything.
And now he's going Zealot Stalker into something else. So perhaps one of the... I anticipate a Robo, and that is what goes down. So...
Which is crazy, because I think this map plays out at least a little bit, kind of like Tal'Darim Altar. It's just, there's not really a real ramp, and the only ramp that is there is too big to force field off. So to play 1-gate Robo on a map like this, that kind of surprises me, but I think that's ballsy. Can I say ballsy?
Sure, why not?
I want to say it's ballsy.
It's ballsy. I agree. I think it's very ballsy. NonY, on the other hand, is going to go 2-gate Robo, so he'll have a little bit more of, I guess, production to fall back on, at least for the time being.
I haven't seen many high-level PvPs on this map, though. I have to add that.
I can't think of any that I've seen on this map. This map is most comparable to Tal'Darim Altar in the mirrors, in my opinion, just because of the way the natural's set up.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. So that's why I'm very surprised that both players just go 1-gate Robo or double-gate Robo for that fact. I do not really seem to care. I'm also surprised that NonY goes for 2-gate Robo and just sits on his own ramp. Like, the least you could do, in my opinion, when you get such a quick Robo, is that you're going to be out on the map because you want to control those Cell Naga Watchtowers, Ben. Right now, if NonY gets 4-gated, what is he ever going to do against it?
I think he's just going to die, Kev. Because there's no way that you're going to force through that ramp now with just 2 sentries.
Not even with 2 force fields, you force field there.
Takes probably 4.
Not 3.
You think you can cover that with 3?
Yeah, easy. With NonY force fields, 3.
Have to be 3 perfect force fields.
Oh, it's NonY, bro.
Hasu is controlling those Naga towers, so he has a really good feel for, well, at least the fact that NonY's not out on the map.
Yeah, and I really like that a lot more. I think that now NonY is just expanding right now. That I can understand, because right now it's a little bit too late, in my opinion, to really go for 4-gate pressure or whatnot, or even 3-gate pressure, a build that's been popular. And I guess NonY would have been fine right now because he had the Immortal. So I like the expand choice, but yeah, I don't agree with the fact that he was just sitting in his place. Then again, he did scout Hasu, and he did scout the double simulator opening. Then again, we all know that that could just be a trick. So.
And then again.
What?
Then again. Nothing. You said then again like 4 times.
Yeah.
It's like a really, really long chain of thought. It's funny. I giggled on the inside.
Yeah, because there are a lot of counter arguments for my own argument. Sometimes I have discussions with myself in my
That's
head.
what just happened. That's why I was giggling, because it's like you were really discussing this with yourself. It's like, this is gonna happen. Then again, maybe this will happen. Then again.
Yeah, that's how my brain works. You know, once I went out on a night and somehow like 4 people around me, everybody was getting mad at each other, and then everybody's being silent, and I was just talking, and then I was like talking more, and then this one girl said like, you realize you've been the only person talking for the last 2 minutes, and you're kind of having a conversation with yourself. I said, yeah, that's because I'm the only one who makes sense here, so I love to talk with myself. That's kind of how I like to think about Starcraft II, man.
Oh, man.
Hey, the best things come out of yourself when you second guess yourself. Ain't that true? Then again.
Hasu still hasn't expanded, Kev. It's looking more and more like he wants to try and make something happen off of just one base. He does have 4 gates, though he hasn't turned one of them into a warp gate, which is a little sloppy.
Yeah, but this is kind of a standard push right now. He's going to have 4-gate Blink Stalker, and this is just of 1 base, but this is always going to be pretty strong. He has to be careful, though, because you don't want to get those Immortals being force-fielded off, but you also want to make sure that the Immortals are actually able to fight. I must say, I'm kind of feeling the position of NonY right now, Ben. NonY's going to have to make some magic happen. I mean, Hasu's going to have to do something really, really well.
I don't think Hasu can win this fight. He's got a smaller army. He does have Blink, but he's against 3 Immortals.
Well, you didn't have to go here, actually, NonY. You didn't have to go down that ramp.
Yeah, but Blink's on cooldown, so he is going to get some Stalker kills. Hasu does finally make that
careful right now if he
Blink.
gets the force field here. He does get a force field there, and I think that's a very, very good force field for HasuObs.
Yep, picking off one of those Immortals, but NonY still has 2 more. The Stalker count right now is
I think Hasu should fight this.
Oh no, Hasu!
What are you doing, HasuObs? Miscontrolling his units right there, losing the Immortal. Now he can't fight it anymore. I think he could have fought that, man.
It was really tough. It's always difficult to commit to a fight when your opponent has more Immortals than you.
Very nice warping though in the main base over here by HasuObs. He's going to be able to pick off a couple of probes. I'm not sure how many probes HasuObs picked off. Only 3. That's going to warp.
Oh, it's the Observer
yes,
giving
the
him
Observer.
vision. And now he's got some multi-pronged aggression, trying to make something happen in the natural. I still kind of feel like he could have killed those Immortals. But didn't want to risk it with 2 Immortals and the sentries there.
That was a really good defense by NonY. Even though I felt he didn't have to go down that ramp, his original positioning was perfect. And both players made some really crucial force fields there. Nice blink here on the high ground by HasuObs. This is going to be a very good blink. Picks off 2 Stalkers straight away.
Yep, he's doing some damage, but this is damage that he has to do, because he still hasn't expanded.
He killed 3 Stalkers now already. That's not just some damage anymore. That's pretty big damage. Maybe even 4 Stalkers.
Go ahead and blink out of here and... doesn't want to lose the Observer. Ouch, that's a painful loss. He's got 1 Observer still, though.
Yeah, but he has to be careful. He's flying this Observer right now into the main army of NonY, Ben.
Oh, wow. Hasu is playing very sloppy, I feel. Losing the 2nd Observer as well. Still dancing around. Still hasn't expanded.
Wow, NonY.
And NonY with a beautiful defense does that exceptionally well. 34 probes to 31.
Now Hasu is going to expand.
Way ahead.
I mean, Hasu is still a player with Blink, man. So he has something to work with. He has something to buy a little bit of time, but he lost both of his observers, and that really, really sets him back. Oh, he has high ground vision here with the Zealot. Yeah, I was about to say, NonY just take out the Zealot. That's the only high ground vision Hasu has. Exactly what he does. NonY's getting his own Twilight Council right now. Might pick off a Stalker. Oh, close.
Blink there at the last second. That 1 Stalker makes it out with 5 hit points. A probe could kill him. Well, his armor. Probe could almost kill him.
Not for a long time, man. Stalkers heal very fast. NonY has a lot of Chronobles saved up on his Nexus. Love to see him use it.
Really tough spot to be in if you're Hasu. He did some good damage, but he's still 8 probes down. His expansion's finishing, so his income is going to be comparable to NonY's, but the worker lead is what really tells the tale.
Yeah, it's gonna need somehow a super engagement. This is really hard to turn around. Like pure Blink Stalker against or pure Blink Stalker Immortal Sentry against the same army. It's really hard to make a difference. That's why I feel that NonY did a really good job there, because that was not an easy fight for him to win, because he's the one facing Blink and it's very easy to get caught off. And also Hasu had that warp in pylon over here, so I really felt when they fought over here that was going to be good for HasuObs. And I think there was one moment where he really just should have blinked on top of those Immortals and pick it off.
Yeah.
He had 1 Immortal himself, and then he ended up losing his Immortal and gaining absolutely nothing out of it.
I really like the way NonY forced that fight after Hasu's first defensive blink, though. He was able to kill 3-4 Stalkers basically for free, and then after that, we saw just how indecisive Hasu became. It's 48 probes to 38, favoring NonY right now, supply-wise. NonY is ahead. Army supply-wise, NonY is ahead in every possible way, it seems. NonY is ahead as his blink has just finished. And what can Hasu do?
I don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna have to probably try to blink into the main base. Make sure that NonY doesn't attack yet. Hasu needs way more time, but NonY has blink as well. Beautiful blink there by NonY.
I don't think there's going to be any escape. NonY can continue to blink on top of that. And he will. He's going to get at least one more Stalker.
Oh, maybe some force fields. Blink is almost ready.
Hasu escapes, but just barely. NonY's going to continue to give chase, but there's... well, there are some Immortals on this high ground.
Yeah, Hasu has some sentries as well, and the sentries are going to be important. Ooh, drops 2 defensive force fields straight away.
Has energy for, I think, 4 or 5 more force fields, so he's going to be fine for the time being. Meanwhile, NonY just adding more gates. NonY's playing much better in this game than I think we saw him play against the Muslim.
And both games are pretty recent, so that's surprising. Maybe he just feels much more comfortable. I love that Hasu is doing this right now, Ben. He once again wipes in 3 Zealots into the main base of NonY. This is going to buy him quite a little bit of time. NonY is up to 6 gates though, so it's pretty clear. So it's pretty obvious right now that NonY is going to try to win the game straight out here.
Well, Hasu's just going to try to shift click on some probes, I think. Might get a couple, but those Zealots are going to get cleaned up.
NonY's up 20 or like almost even 30 army supply.
Yeah, it's a huge difference, and now he's got those proxy pylons down at the front.
Hasu's getting a Colossus though. NonY's going to try to make something happen with Blink Stalkers. Almost picks up a Zealot. It's hard against so many Immortals. Well, it's just 2. If I were NonY right now, I would just Immortal Sentry up front, just run up that ramp and then blink on top of the rest with your Blink Stalkers, and I think you're going to be more than fine.
Yeah, I think so too, but that's a very, very hard call to make. You can't just hover the
Easy call,
observer
man.
over.
Snap call. That's how I play poker. If you see an opportunity, man, you move all in. That's how I play Starcraft II.
I know. Now we're going to see some blink play from NonY. Shift blink up into the main. He's going to be able to kill that that pylon and a couple of probes. Hasu forced to split up his army a little bit. Ooh, fighting on 2 fronts right now. Hasu's Stalkers having to fight against Zealot Immortal. That's not a good battle.
Oh, NonY's actually just going to march into the natural right now, but look at those Zealots and Immortals doing a lot of damage.
Yep,
Ooh,
nice use of
blink.
force field there, though. And a couple of Stalkers going to get picked off as NonY does blink poorly down to the lower. Look at this Nexus taking heavy damage from these Immortals. Colossus is here, though. Oh, but NonY has so many units.
So many Stalkers. The Zealots are going to help out a little bit, but look at those Immortals from NonY. They are the kingpin.
Just hammering away at everything. Offensive blink there by NonY. Colossus goes down. And I think that's going to be the end of HasuObs in game number 1. NonY playing very well. GG is called.
Wow.
Belshire Beach goes to the American.
A very, very good game by NonY.
Yeah, perfect play from beginning to end. He did everything right. And that's exactly what...
like, if you want to be really picky, he made a few small mistakes, losing a few units too many to the Blink Stalker movement from HasuObs when he blinked into the main base. But, like, his original positioning, his strategy choice was excellent as well. I mean, I think as soon as he had the first Immortal, then expanding, I think that makes a lot of sense. I feel that's a very viable way to play PvP. And as long as you hold your ramp for the first time, which he did, because he had his units spread out beautifully, I think he played it almost perfect.
Great, strong game out of NonY there. Moves him up 1-0 in the series. Hasu's going to have to rally if he wants to come back. That game was brought to you by Kingston HyperX. We're going to play a short commercial, and then we'll be back.